And of course we've had a lot of success at corporate events. We perform for companies across the world. It means that we don't have to do the full concert, 90 minutes with an interval like we do for our fans. We can do just 10 minutes if that's what the client wants.
But this time I'm just going to point. Are you ready? I'm just going to point. Here we go. You're fantastic! Give yourselves a round of applause!
The core of what we do is based on famous pieces of classical music, and actually that allows us to really connect to our audience, because whether they know it or not, everybody does know 20 pieces of classical music. They might not know the names, they might not know the composers, but everybody knows da 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 da, beep 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 beep, the Blue Danube, something they've heard of, film or TV, and that's where we start. You don't have to be a classical music fan to really key into what we're doing.
We can play, for example, in mono. We can play in stereo. We can play in Dolby Digital stereo that sounds exactly the same as stereo, but the equipment costs 5 times more. We can play in surround sound. We can play in surround sound, but with a very heavy kicker subwoofer, like you sometimes hear on the streets of Wuppertal. We can play it like you're hearing us in a passing car. Or like you're hearing us on a radio stuck in traffic. Move it! We can play like the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. We can play like a school's orchestra.
That's why this kind of presentation is really international. It doesn't matter where you're from, and I've conducted orchestras from Australia to America, Europe, Russia. Somebody once told me that I've conducted more orchestras than you can wave a stick at. And the result of that is I know that this kind of entertainment is truly international. I also speak different languages. English, of course, German, you'll guess from my name, Rainer Hersch, French, Spanish. I love languages. I even once learned some Korean so we could do a concert in Seoul.
Manche Leute erkennen hier sofort, dass ich Engländer bin. Ich habe ein Polizist hat mich gestoppt, wir waren im Auto, hat mich gestoppt. Er sagte, du bist Engländer, oder? Ich sagte, ist es mein Akzent? Er sagte, nein, du fährst auf der falschen Seite.
And of course we are a classical orchestra, which means that we can be playing when the guests or the delegates arrive and everybody thinks, oh nice, they've got some musicians in. Then a bit later we come back for the comedy set and everybody goes, wow,